Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Carol once again. So if you have been following this series, you've seen these nails before. But before I go any further, let me just say if you are new to this channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you haven't done so just yet, please like and subscribe and please share with a friend. Okay guys, so we took these nails from a short set of nails. We reconstructed them long, designed them, everything. And then we did the reconstruction with forms. So now I'm about to deconstruct these nails and make them short again. And I hope that these videos were valuable to somebody because, we do a lot of videos on new sets, new sets, new sets. And I kind of really wanted to do something about what happens if you have a set already on and the guest wants something short or something longer. Is it out the only option is to take the whole set down, or is there an option of doing something with what you already have? And what does that do in terms of preserving the integrity of the nail, the natural nail? Right? So, yeah, I like a new set just as much as everybody else does, but I really think that there is some value in being able to have skills to go long to short, short to long without taking the whole construction down. Alrighty. So this video is a lot shorter than the last two that I did because the last two involved using forms. And so this time we just took it down and just make them short. Okay, so I'm starting by removing the bling. Some of them was easier to remove than others. So you can use any tool of your choice to remove them. I don't even know what this thing is called that I'm using to remove the process, but I am removing the bling off the nails, and then I'm going to use that same device and clip the tip, just the very ends of the nail. And you're going to see some of them go flying, but it's something of a weird cute nipper. I don't know what it is, guys. I'm just know that it works. And I'm squeezing it just to the very edge of the nail. And when the clip comes down, it just shocks the acrylic because, acrylic is not flexible at all. And if you do it right, you'll get like a nice clean break. And it brings you close to where you want to be. So now in comes the e-file, and we're going to use the coarsest bit you have. We're going to put that in, turn the middle of the barrel. And since this is my dominant hand, we're just going to run the e-file on forward. And let's see what speed I settled on, 15,000 RPMs. Okay. And once again, this is Valentino powder. I am going to stop for a second and I'm going to bring in my dust collector and a face mask. So this is going to be sped up. And guys, once again, there's nothing to see here. This is like removing paint, okay? Or watching paint dry. I am just using a coarse bit. I'm running my e-file at 15,000 RPMs. And I am just removing bulk. And when you run it that fast, there isn't no, well, at least for me, I don't take off the gel and then go back for removing bulk. I just go at it, right? It's powerful enough to break through the gel as well as start removing product right away. If that's your mission, I say demolish it. And that's what I'm doing. I go in. And I also do this on myself, guys, because I want to know what it feels like when I do it on my guests. And when I go in and just go for the gel. Not only does it save time, it really does just remove stuff as long as you have the speed at a speed with the intentions to remove bulk. Okay, so now I'm going in with a hand file. I have it pretty much as thin as I want it to be. And I'm going in with a hand file, and I am bringing down some more bulk and sort of like shaping the nail to where I want it to be. Now, just yesterday I did the long set that you were looking at. I did it the day before. So you're not going to see me go down to the cuticle in the back and remove lifting because there was none there. So we're going to skip the part where we do the protein bond and rebuild because there was nothing literally to move. I just did it the day before. Okay. Um, so I'm hand filing and I'm really bringing this back into shape. So now think about it this way. This nail set was extended. It was made longer, so it was also thicker. So when I removed the bulk, I removed the bulk with the intentions that I was going to make the nails shorter, but it was a little bit uneven. So I am just going in here and making it almost as if I had just put a tip on and I'm blending the tip, right? I am using the hand file because the hand file gives me a little bit more stability and it can hit a broader surface. It can hit a broader surface, and I am actually doing some pre-shaping at the same time. And guys, it really shouldn't take you any longer than it would maybe an extra 10 minutes, 15 minutes to do the debulking. And I'm giving it a good once over. Make sure that, because I am going to go back in there and put some acrylic on it. Because when I took the bulking down, you have to move the apex from where it was and reconstruct a new apex because the apex would have been longer and broader for longer nails. And I'm using my 8080 rectangular not polish hand file. And I'm trying to straighten the tip. And we're going to use a number of devices to do that. And I am just sanding it down just a little bit more to make sure that when I go back in with some acrylic, it's not going to be short, chunky, chiclety looking nails, if you know what I mean. So this video is going to run about half an hour, a little bit over half an hour. And nothing compared to the last two videos that I put out for like an hour and a half. So I'm also going from the bottom in the middle on the inside and carving out a nice smooth underneath part, so I make sure that the nails are not too thick on the ends, because like I said, we're going to put some more acrylic on the top. And I just wanted to make sure that I was keeping all of that in mind, that it's a whole nail that I'm working, not just the on top. I mean, pinch and expand right here, guys. The shape came in. We haven't even put some acrylic on there just yet. The shape came in really nicely. So now that I'm done with that, I just dust my hands off, clean up the tablecloths, and I'm going in once again. We've been doing a lot of work with this classic Nude by Valentino. I'm in love, in love, in love. And we're using the Entourage Nail Gallery Monama. And once again, we did not do any protein bond because it was unnecessary. There was no lifting on this go round. Okay. And guys, I am using my size 20 brush. And the one thing I noticed about the size 20 brush is that this one, when I pick it up, I'm not looking for a circular like a bead. It comes out a little bit flatter across the top of the brush. And here it is. One, I don't want to say bead because it didn't come up as a bead, but I picked up the product. Y'all forgive me, it's a jungle over here. My phone is ringing off the hook. But anyways, it didn't come up as a bead. So I don't want to describe it as a bead, but for lack of a better word, we'll say a bead for right now. But it comes up because this brush, the bristles are, I don't know how I don't know how to describe it, guys, but I pick up some product. Let's say that, right? And I was able to pull the product and just needed just a little bit to the front to build it up some. Now, feel free to pinch and expand this video, guys, so that you can see what I'm doing. But it's my first, this is like the third time using that size 20 brush. And I promise you guys, I am so in love. So if you've been using anything, let's say you've been using a 10 for a while, try graduating to something bigger and see. Try a 14, a 12, a 14, 16, and see if you like it better than a smaller brush. But I still have my smaller brushes, but guys, I'm telling you, I'm in love with the size 20. I don't think it's necessary as of right now to try something bigger because it's like my sort of fourth time using it. But I promise you, I'm not gonna break it if it's fix it if it's not broken. I like the flexibility that it gives me, and I was always afraid that a bigger brush will pick up so much more product, but it makes so much sense. All right, so I clean the brush off and I pick up some more product, another bead, and I put it down, and I kind of stretched it a little bit when I put it down. And then I tuck it in the back, clean up any spillage you may have, and I'm bringing the product forward, keeping the side walls and the cuticle area nice and clean. Now, for years, before I actually started doing nails, I started having my nails done, I believe I was 19 years old. And we wouldn't discuss how old I am now, but it's been many moons, okay? And the guys who used to do my nails back in the day in Boston, I believe they were Vietnamese, and they always had a big brush. So eventually I went to beauty school at 23, and the brush that came with my kit, I did the cosmetology program, and I also did the nail after cosmetology. And after I believe my brush size back then was a size 10. And I used 10 for a long time, and then I graduated to 12 and 14. I have a 16, I have an 18, but I wasn't routinely using anything more than a 14, maybe a 16 every once in a while. Well, finally, I get to the point where I was like, you know what? There's got to be a better way. Occasionally, I will go in and get my nails done by nail tech in the mall or something like that, get my pedis done. And it's consistently see them using these bigger brushes. So there's got to be something to it. And I decided it was time for me to try it. I absolutely love it. It's so simple to maneuver. I just can't even get over. And I'm talking a lot about the brush, but I'm really loving the brush. And you can pick up just as much product as you want or just as little product as you want with a big brush. Okay, so I found out last night when I was watching Not Polished TikTok, and Tara was saying she doesn't pinch her brushes because if you slightly pinch it off, the brush will split in the middle. And my nail tech had given me a big brush at one point, and when you pick up the Monama with it, it started splitting in the middle, and I never used it, but I still have it as a gift somebody gave me, and I know now why some people insist on pinching theirs. I never pinched mine. So if you are a pincher, be careful. So I pick up another bead. Guys, you see how quickly I'm moving through this set? I mean, it just went like magic. I was able to manage the product, pull it forward. So if you looking to do a one bead method, you'll probably, I don't know if you can do it with smaller ones. I've never really tried, but it's definitely saying if you want to do the one bead method, get a bigger brush. Oh, it's mesmerizing just looking at it. And if you having issues with lumping, I feel like if you don't have to go back and do too much product, and you can just take one bead and pull it forward and get it all the way from the cuticle to the front. Of course, if you have to go back and get more, you do. But I'm just saying it, I felt like it created smoother nails because you got it all in one. So if you guys are noticing that this video is a little bit hazy, I believe I broke my what do you call this thing? My ring light. And I made a little cradle using tape to keep the ring light above me because I'm too cheap to buy another ring light right now. Um and I think the tape got in front of the lens to a certain degree. But guys, I promise you the video was done, so the actual shooting of the video, I felt it showed so much details that I didn't want to abandon it. So I hope you can get past the little haze that you're seeing on the camera. Commercial break. If you're still with us right now, that means you're enjoying what I'm doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. And if you haven't done so just yet, please like and subscribe, and please share this video with a friend. All right, guys, look at that nail for nails that was reconstructed. Now there is going to be one more video in this series of reconstruction videos, and that is now going to be the non-dominant hand working on the dominant hand to reconstruct the nails, as well as use a size 20 brush to do it. And then we could move on to something else. All right, so we are putting all the products aside, clean up the brush. Clean up the brush, and y'all, I always make a mess. Look at that. So now we are going to, I allow them to dry for a second. So I want you to know that there was a little bit of a time lapse there. So once your nails are dry, based on the temperature of your surroundings, it may or may not take as long as others. Once the product is dry, it's time to shape. And so I'm squaring off the tip of the nail. Got a little product stuck on the bottom. I'm squaring off the nail. I was so proud of this set because it came out so like the retrofitting. You would have never known like an hour before now that the nails was 7, whatever that measurement on the foils were, and stilettoed. Okay. And prior to that, it was short stilettos. So basically the length of the hand on the opposite side. And then you're going to be a witness to me bringing them down from long to short. So now I'm going to go back in and I'm using my e-file to reshape the nails and e-file them down. So now we are using a safety bit, I believe that was a safety bit, fine safety bit, and I'm just going over the nails and whipping them into shape. Okay, going around the cuticles, sealing them down really good, and we're working on making sure that there's no lumps and bumps. Now, if those of you who saw me do this unboxing recently, I got some tools in the unbox when I unboxed the e-file that I am currently using, and there was this little buffing. Oh, I loved it. Pinch and expand, you'll see it's giving you a nice buffed surface. I still go back and buff again, but it buffs the nails down, give you a nice smooth surface. I still felt the need to buff it some more with the hand buffer, but it was less buffing after I did this. And also because I just wanted to use the new tools that I just got. And this is a light, you're not pressing down on this. This is just a light over the top of the nails, so making sure that they're nice and even, no lumps and bumps if you're still having that issue. And as I promised, I went back in with a hand buffer, the rectangular ones, and I just buffed on all 3 sides. Whenever you think that you finished buffing, buff it some more. That's always my philosophy. Just get the smoothness that you want. Now I'm using another piece that came in that e-file, and it just really allows you to straighten the tips if you're having problems like I do when I work on myself, um, not going one-sided. And this allows me to get a nice straight edge on the nail. I still have to try the actual disc, but I love it. It's something I would definitely continue to use. And so I use a little bit of the, what do you call that? Cuticle oil, and then rehydrate my cuticles. And then I went and washed my hands with soap and water, dry it properly. And by accident, I found out that I use the Mat It, guys. Try it. Don't knock it unless you try it. Use the Mat It as my base foundation, right? My base coat. You can use it however you want to, but I use it as a base coat. I dried it twice because I felt like the matted after 60 seconds, it wasn't completely dry. And that is probably due to the fact that my at-home UV light is an old one. After I dried it, I went in and I put my red, Big Apple Red gel by OPI, and application, no problem. And after we were dry, I went in with the Big Apple. See, I'm feeling it. I didn't feel like it was completely dry, and I did it again. And this time, after 60 seconds, I was able to go in and put the polish on it, the gel. And the videos that came down in this series, I'm using the same product all the way through. There was no really change of whatever product I was using. And then I will go into a different set of nails using something else. And the reason for me doing that is if somebody is truly a beginner and doesn't have a whole lot of product, I didn't want you to feel pressured to have to run out and buy a whole bunch of stuff when you already had enough, if you have a basic kit at all, to do nails, because this can be very expensive if you're doing it just for the hell of doing it. And I just really wanted to keep the arsenal of product down to a minimum so that everybody can enjoy the nail journey. What do you guys think about the fact that we were able to reconstruct these nails back and forth? Please, somebody say something in the comment section whether or not you think this is something you will definitely try, and and if you've tried it, what challenges you've had, what successes have you had? Right here, I'm just coloring the tips of the nails so that they don't just look kind of weird on you. So we went in and we dried that, and I did a second coat of that. Did I show you the second coat? I sure did. Alrighty, so we did a second coat, and guys, I promise I'm not gonna do you like that anymore, where I have some tape in front of the video. This is just ridiculous. But I was just bent out of shape that I was going to, once I finish shooting the video, if I cannot reshoot the information that I just did. Once it's done, it's done. There's no do-overs here. So thank you for hanging in there through the haze of the video. But I promise you I won't do it no more. I still felt like it was good enough that you can actually see it. All right, so we just about getting ready to wrap this up. So I wanted to say thank you for watching. If you haven't done so just yet, please like and subscribe. Please share with a friend. Right here, I'm just applying the clear top coat by Igel, and ibity, that's all, folks. I had so much fun doing this reconstruction set of nails. And like I said, there's one more video, which is the opposite hand, and that should be coming as the next upload. Okay, I hope you guys had as much fun looking at this as I had making it for you. I know you have options of whose video you want to watch, but I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching my video. And I believe this is video number 91, and I cannot get to wait. The excitement is killing me to get to 100 videos. All right. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate you watching me. And now here is the reveal. At this point, I figured out that the tape was in front of the camera, and so I took care of that. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.